Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I figured I would give this a try. This is the Gold Infused blender. I got this a while ago at TJ Maxx. This was only $3.99 and this was actually in my discount haul. So I got this a little while ago and I haven't even tried it yet or even taken it out of the box. I'm really curious to know how it works because on the back of the box it does say that it illuminates skin for a more even skin tone and a more youthful appearance. It says you can use it wet or damp. Dry or damp. So it works like the Beauty Blender. I don't know if it's going to be as soft. It's probably going to be kind of hard just because it looks like it would be since it was very inexpensive. But I'm really excited to give this a try and see how it looks. So I'm gonna just take it out of the box and then I'm definitely going to use it wet. I don't know how these sponges work dry, but I'm going to use it wet. Ooh. So it feels really, really hard. So let me actually compare it to a Beauty Blender. Yeah, this Beauty Blender is completely, actually it's like a teeny bit damp for when I used it, from when I used it yesterday. But it's still kind of dry. It's a lot smaller than the sponge. It looks like the same size, but it's actually like maybe a little thinner. And this is taller. And I feel like this just feels really, really hard. With the Beauty Blender, even when it's dry, it still feels really soft. So it doesn't hurt when you like pounce it on your face. I feel like this one actually kind of hurts. So I'm really curious to know what this feels like wet. So I'm gonna go wet it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished wetting it and like the weirdest thing happened. As I was squeezing the water out, there was like a bunch of like soapy looking bubbles that came out of it. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if maybe there's like something in here, like some kind of chemical or something, that when you wet it, it just kind of looks soapy. But I mean, it's fine now. It doesn't feel soapy when it's damp, but I just thought that was pretty weird. And then it actually got really, really big. So now comparing it to the Beauty Blender, when it's dry, this is what it looks like. It looks like a little egg because it's white. And then you could still see, I don't know if you could see it on camera, but there's like a lot of gold little specks in it. Probably can't see it on camera, but in person I could see it. Kind of looks like gold glitter. So I guess that's supposed to make your skin look illuminated and more youthful. But I don't know if that's actually going to work. So we're going to test it out. So I'm just going to start by priming my face. I think I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Just because I want something moisturizing. I don't really have any like completely matte foundation, so I wanted to try with a matte foundation to see if it still makes it look illuminating, but I don't really have any, so I'm just gonna use I think I'm gonna use this Tarte Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. Actually, you know what? I think, yeah, I'm actually gonna wet my Beauty Blender and I think I'm gonna do the Beauty Blender on one side and then the sponge on the other side. So I'm gonna wet this. Okay, so I just wet my Beauty Blender and it feels really soft and squishy, so this feels really nice on the face. But this, I don't know how this is gonna feel. Actually, this is a little weird. So like, I feel like there's actually some brown spots. I don't know if you could see it, like right there. It looks almost a little dirty and I haven't even used it yet. But I don't know. I'm kind of scared to put this on my face, but it might be okay. It doesn't smell weird or anything. Kind of just smells like nothing, so we're gonna test it out anyway, and hopefully it don't break out from a beauty sponge. So I'm just gonna dab this. Everywhere. And then I'm going to I think I'm going to use the beauty blender for this side, and then I'll use the other sponge for this side. Not sure what difference it's going to make on camera, but I'll see how it looks in person. So this foundation's not like crazy full coverage, but it still kind of evens everything out. You can still see like my scars over here from when I had breakouts. And then I'm gonna use this sponge to blend out this side. I think I'm actually gonna add a little more foundation on this side just because I feel like I had more on this side. Okay, here goes. So it actually doesn't feel like that hard on the face now that it's wet, but it's definitely not as soft as a beauty blender. If I do break out on this side of my face, I'll know it's because of this. Might have soaked up some of the product, but this is it compared to a beauty blender. I feel like it definitely soaked up some of the product because you can see like the foundation like on the sponge like that. So looking at it in person, I feel like it looks, oops, I forgot to blow my nose. I feel like it kind of looks the same as the side with the beauty blender. So this is what I use the, or this is the side I use the beauty blender to blend out, and then on this side is when I use this sponge. When I'm looking in the mirror, I really can't tell a difference, surprisingly. I feel like it blended it out probably just as good as the beauty blender, but it just did soak up a little more product, and it's not as soft. But I feel like if you just dab really lightly, it's not so bad. As for it being illuminating, I don't see a difference. I don't think that this side is more illuminating. I think to me it kind of just looks the same. It's hard to tell because this foundation is hydrating, so it's not going to be super matte and dry looking, so I really can't tell if this made a difference. But it looks exactly the same as the side I used the beauty blender on, so yeah. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. Like, it doesn't look like it didn't blend it out well. It looks like it blended out pretty good. Probably just soaked up more product. But I mean, I guess I'm a little impressed with how it blended everything out. I think it looks just as good as the side that I blended my face out with the beauty blender. But I don't really think that this is gonna like replace my beauty blender, just because this is really hard and it's not as like, you know, squishy and soft on the face, and I actually like how the Beauty Blender feels when I blend out my foundation. I like how like soft and cushiony it is, and this one just, it's not the same. But I do like how big this sponge is. I feel like you can blend it out your foundation a lot faster just because it's a lot bigger than the Beauty Blender. But overall it looks the same, and you pretty much, you know, can't tell a difference. So I think this is worth the money. I mean, it's only $4, so I think, yeah, I mean, it works pretty good, but I don't know if I like trust it completely, just because as I was squeezing out the water when I was wetting it, it looked soapy, and the Beauty Blender, like the Beauty Blender doesn't do that. And I don't know if maybe it's just because it's my first time using this. Maybe after I use it a couple times that soapy water will go away, but I just thought it was kind of weird. And I also thought it was kind of weird that after I wet it, there started to be like some brown spots, and it kind of looked like maybe I had foundation on my fingers and touched it, but I didn't have any foundation on my fingers. I think maybe it was just, I don't know, dirty or something before I even, you know, touched it. I didn't even take it out of the box until now. So I don't know, but it definitely wasn't used. But, and then another thing with this sponge is that, I don't know, to me it's like, it's nice when the Beauty Blenders and the sponges are like cute colors, but I feel like it looks really nasty after you use it. Like I have the Beauty Blender, and it's pink, but it's a dark pink, so it's not as bad. And then I also have this sponge. This is from Flower Beauty, and I actually really like this sponge. This sponge is really, really, really soft. It's probably as soft as the Beauty Blender, if not softer. And this sponge gets really, really big when you wet it. Like it's like, gets 3 times bigger than this when it's wet. And it's just very, very soft. Plus I like how it has like this really cool shape. It's very comfortable to hold and just like blend out your foundation. And since it gets big, it also blends out your foundation a little faster, just because it covers more area on your face as you're blending out your foundation. So overall, I think that, yeah, this is pretty good. I guess it's worth the money since it's so inexpensive, and seeing how the Beauty Blender is $20, like I feel like that's a little expensive to be constantly buying them. To have one is pretty good, but to have multiple sponges, I feel like you really only need maybe 1 or 2 Beauty Blenders, and then you can have some inexpensive sponges as well, as long as they still do the job and blend it out really nice. And like I said, the Flower Beauty one is a really great alternative to the Beauty Blender. And I believe this was like, not sure how much it costs. It might have been like $9, I think, at Walmart. So this is definitely worth the money. So they're both really good sponges. I think it's pretty good for the price. So would I recommend it? I don't know, maybe. But it doesn't, like the gold flecks don't actually do anything. It doesn't look illuminating, but it still does the job really well, and I think it looks good overall. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this review on this gold infused sponge. And if you did enjoy this video, just don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you like this kind of video down below. I feel like lately that I've been having some trouble trying to figure out what I want to film, and there's just like so much going on right now in the beauty community, so I feel like it's a little saturated, and I don't want to keep doing the same thing that everyone else is doing constantly, because it might get boring. So if you have any suggestions, let me know down below, and I would love to hear them. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!